We are already a bit over time, but I hope you can stay tuned, everybody, for the last talk by Francesco Santini. He is involved in MRI Together from the beginning. He's also a research group leader at the University of Basel in Switzerland, working on quantitative and dynamic muscle MRI. But today he's here as a representative of the MRI Together working group and is going to talk about the opportunities of MRI Together and ESMRMB.
Thank you. This will really not take long, and I have a few slides, but I also have no voice, so you will have to read them. You don't have to change your screen, but you actually have to make me big because my slides will just appear right here. So I am going to talk about MRI Together and the ESMRMB, and this will be rambling a little bit because it's been part of my life in the last more than 2 years, as we can see, and I just want to share with you a little bit the journey before I maybe bid farewell in my commitment. To show you how the ESMRMB and MRI Together became one, and how MRI Together will go on in the ESMRMB. So I am currently, thanks to MRI Together and my path here, I got more involved in the society, and then currently I just became a part of the executive board of ESMRMB. I am the membership marketing and media officer, and I will be with the ESMRMB board for 4 years. So you can consider me as one person inside. But as we will see, this is not necessary. This is something nice to have, but everybody has representation here. So give me 2 minutes just to give a story of MRI Together. So it started like this. It was 2021. It was 2 years ago, and the first MRI Together happened. We had a few sponsors. We asked for very little money, but how did we arrive here? So the December 2021 was the end of a path that actually started with an email, at least from my side. And as you can see, this was December 2020, 1 year before. And this was an email that Florian Knoll, who was the chair of the reproducibility study group at ESMRM, forwarded me from Stephen and Laura, CCing quite a lot of people because they wanted to create a workshop on open source and MRI. And as you can see, this was called OZP Proposal 2. So this was coming from OZP, but they said, okay, maybe we don't just do perfusion, let's do a little bit of everything. And as you can see, originally they had already written quite a lot of things. And since it had become quite big, they said, okay, let's involve the reproducibility study group. So it was definitely a ESMRM initiative. And these people here are Laura Bell, as you can see, and she was the co-chair of the first MRI Together. And Steven Surbrun was probably the brain behind it, the heart behind it, but he was the advisor. He was at the time involved in the program committee of the joint meeting of the ESMRM and ESMRMB. He was the chair of the program committee, so he had a very institutional role in the ESMRM and also the ESMRMB society. And something I wanted to highlight is that here they had put, and together with me, they had put commercial support known. We wanted really to make this workshop without any support. And at the same time, we also wanted it to be free. So you can already see that there is kind of mismatch between doing something for free so that people could also attend for free. It was clear that this would involve quite a lot of work from our side. So we tried doing it, and unfortunately this was not possible. Long story short, ESMRM just didn't have the framework to let us do that. And they wanted either to have everybody pay for the workshop, and we thought this was definitely not what we wanted, or we wanted us to raise, I think, $16,000 in funds And we also thought that we would never make it for an open science workshop. And actually, I think last year's workshop was the most successful, and they didn't even have $16,000 in funding. So we, even if we had wanted, we couldn't have gone that route. So uh, Stephen was also involved in the ESMRMB, so he approached them and said, "Look, we have this workshop. We would like to do it, but we want to do it our way." And we are really happy if you could give us some support, but we are not going to compromise on any of our core values that we wanted. And the ESMRMB actually said yes. ESMRMB didn't have too much money. The finances were coming from a period where it was really complicated, but they had a lot of enthusiasm. And so it was just like us. We had no money and a lot of enthusiasm. And so this became MRI Together in December, and we had this nice banner to symbolize it, that which was changed this year thanks to the art of the new committee into this beautiful world logo that we have today. But this was at the time. We had a committee of 5 people. I'm sorry, I'm only acknowledging that committee, but last year's committee with Sophie Schaumann, Mo Shadlu, and all the others was also a fantastic committee. But this, of course, this is what I was part of. And so I really have fond memories of the many, many meetings. And I'm sure the people that organized MRI Together last year and this year know how close you get with your committee pals. And we laid down some core values of MRI Together. So we wanted it to be open and inclusive and diverse and accessible. And that's why it became this strange format with sessions in the middle of the night, because we really wanted to engage with everybody all over the globe. In the future, maybe we'll have a Mars colony and we'll have to rethink even further these, but I think for the time being, we're kind of fine with that. And something that was really amazing is that in the first year, we knew nobody. And we said, who are we going to invite? Who is even going to give us any credit? And it turned out that, especially in the open science community, you just ask and people are really happy to support you. And we had amazing speakers like Timothy Oliphant, who is incredible entrepreneur and founder of NumPy. We had Brian Nosek from OSF. We had Andrew Gelman, who is an incredible statistician, extremely well respected. People that we would have never thought that they would even reply to our emails. So we were really happy and we were stressed, but then the year after, there was a new committee and they also did a fantastic job. They had so many attendees. And so we said, okay, how can we make this a regular thing? How can we ensure that the MRI Together will continue happening and will grow and will become even more stable? So thanks to the great job that the 2022 people did, the ESMRMB was definitely convinced. And together with them, we decided that MRI Together should become a proper working group inside the ESMRMB. So we now have a structure inside the ESMRMB with a direct line to the ESMRMB board. This means that, of course, we have a group of people that is separate from the program committee that will now ensure the continuity and the values of MRI Together. So the working group is composed of people that were in the past in the committees of MRI Together, and they will rotate over a cycle of 3 years. And so the tasks of the working group, this year we tested it out. It was not perfect. It was instituted at the beginning of 2023, and we figured out what our competences were. The working group formally nominates the program committee, or at least is the search party for the new program committee. But of course, the program committee of the current year has the biggest saying in that. And the most important is the volunteer work. So if anybody wants to help out and join the committee, please contact MRI Together at esmrmb.org. And I'm sure that Joanna and Petra will tell a couple of words more about that. And the working group will also support with sponsors and logistics, which in the beginning we had to do all by ourselves, which means that the program committee can really focus on the program and really deliver this high quality of talks without being bothered too much about the details. I hope that in the future this support will even be stronger than what we could do this year, but I think we're on the right path. And a bit in brackets, because I think that we don't really need to ensure these values, but we, as a working group, we make sure that the new committee knows what we have been doing in the previous years and will continue. So already we have some better integration of the MRI Together with the ESMRMB. We had a session at the annual conference of the ESMRMB this year. We could give an MRI Together award, and we give certificates, we gave prizes. There were people presenting their abstracts they had sent to the ESMRMB in the session today. So there is this mingling between the society and the MRI Together with that I think it's important. And MRI Together is entering strongly the ESMRMB world, shaping really how the ESMRMB is going to function. I'm going to push for a reproducibility as an abstract category at the ESMRMB conference, so that really people can find their home in the ESMRMB for their reproducibility work and their open science work, with a really dedicated section there, so that you don't have to kind of attach open science or attach reproducibility to some other topic to be able to send it to a conference. That it will be a topic by itself. And now talking on the ESMRMB side, I'm here unofficially representing the ESMRMB, but as an ESMRMB board member. The way I see the ESMRMB is that it's an inclusive society. It's made by the members and for the members. And when we wanted to build the MRI Together in ISMRM, they said, yes, okay, it's great, but we need to, you need to do it our way. The ISMRM needs to organize it. And this was not the way we wanted. So ESMRMB instead said, sure, we are really open to supporting it in your initiative. And talking from the ESMRMB position, I can definitely say that when the ESMRMB say you have to do it our way, it means it's your way. So there is no difference between ESMRMB board and office and the membership. This is what I felt, and this is also what I want to communicate with you, because if you have your initiative, it doesn't have to be open science, but whatever it is, please, ESMRMB is really the partner that can make it happen. The best way to support MRI Together and the ESMRMB is to become a member. Regular members are 175, they become 150 in the second year, and junior members and radiographers and senior members have a very, very cheap membership fee. And what is amazing is that junior members can also have the same right of voting as the regular members. So junior members also elect the board, elect the president, just as much as the regular members. You are not second-class citizens in any way. So yeah, this is it. I hope that MRI Together and ESMRMB have worked very well in the past. I'm sure they will continue working in the future. And from my side, I think it's time to say goodbye to this initiative. I'm sorry. I really didn't think I would become a bit emotional at this point, but it's probably the COVID I have. But I leave the word to Joanna and to the rest to wrap up this conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Francesco, also for all your efforts over the years. and guiding us in the 23 program. It's almost time to wrap up. We have a few final remarks to finalize MRI Together of this year. To share my screen shortly. So we were really happy this year with the over 800 registrations. As you can see from this map, they were from all over the world. And the Zoom sessions were generally well attended. But we also have this year a live broadcast via WeChat in China to reach the people that joined over there. We organized some social activities in Gather Town, like mind matching and a bingo. And here we would like to mention the winners of the pub quiz. The first prize was for Christian Montalba and the second prize for Maria Mora Alvarez. And we also would like to thank Jana Zhang from Switzerland, because she really helped us with setting up the pub quiz and finding the questions for this. There was also a continuously treasure hunt where in Gather Town we hit about 8 globes, and they have to be found. And the first person who found them all was Melvin Selim Ete. The second person was Natalia Korobov, and the third person was Fidel Navarro Salazar. We hope everybody had fun during these activities, and we thank you for your participation. And of course, we also would like to say big thanks to all the speakers and moderators that participated in this year's event. Without them, this wouldn't have been such a successful conference. So thank you all for this. Now I'm heading over to Joanna.
Thank you, Petra. So we would also like to thank the MRI Together working group that has helped you tremendously with their feedback and just support overall. So again, thank you especially to Francesco for leading this. Next slide. And also we would like to thank all of the members of the committee. I cannot emphasize how much work and it was just a great experience to work with these people from all around the world. I mean, we managed to get one time slot that worked for everyone. We really appreciate Mary waking up super early, around like 6 o'clock or 5, to attend this meeting and to make the effort of, and helping us, not having to do dual meetings with everyone. So yeah, I really want to thank our organizing committee and Petra also for being a brilliant co-chair of this event. So yeah, thank you. And again, also would like to acknowledge our sponsors, our platinum, gold, and silver. It's very good to have also companies support our work and being also involved in this process. And just some final remarks. We would like to have your suggestions or feedback, so we will send a feedback form. So please make sure to reply and be honest, because we want to improve, and when we're doing this for researchers, right? So we would like to have your take on what happened, what went wrong, and what you like. And again, if you want to rewatch all the talks, so the videos of all sessions will become available on YouTube pretty soon, hopefully next week. And with that, I mean, if you're interested in MRI Together, if you want to help, please send us an email at mritogether@esmrmb.org. And with that, I will close the session and the event. It was lovely to have you here. And thank you. And we hope to see you next year.